Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends and glad you could attend. Step inside the tent, movie maniacs, as we take a look at the independent crime thriller called Abstruse. Now, Abstruse is brought to us by Harley Whalen, who also wrote this and is in front of the camera. And we get the story of Amanda, who gets together with her friend, and they go out for the night, and they end up meeting up with two gentlemen and go back to one of the gentlemen's apartments to have an after party and just enjoy themselves for the rest of the evening. Well, things take a turn for the worst in the evening, and soon Amanda is finding herself talking to the police and making a case that something really awful happened at the apartment and they need to investigate. But soon she finds things are turned on their head as she suddenly becomes suspect number one, and the trace of anything that happened that night seems to be disappearing quickly. So she asks for the help of her ex-con father to try to figure out what is going on and bring the truth to light. Abstruse is a very interesting, independent crime thriller that had me guessing where it was going to go and kept me riveted in the story, which is not exactly common for a lot of indie crime thrillers. They could be good, but there are usually lulls or places where I kind of check out for a bit because it is a tough sell to do, especially on a indie budget. But here I think they execute very well and are successful in getting a very interesting story across that's going to go to some places that you don't expect. Now, some of that is because of the direction and writing of Harley Whalen. The script that he has created has enough twists and turns and interesting characters to keep you invested in these characters and not want to see something bad happen to Amanda. Plus, there's that underlying subtext, of course, that social commentary about how when similar crimes like this happen, the law enforcement does seem to usually take the side of the guy versus the woman when things like this occur. Plus, there's some other elements going on that explain why the law enforcement are really looking at her as the suspect rather than the guys who is at the apartment. Now, one of the guys at the apartment is Justin Stevens. This character is the son of a senator in here, and Chris Riley plays Justin, and I loved this. He just plays this batshit crazy guy, this really dark underline, but it's not like wild, oh my god, Joker type of crazy, no, but it's bubbling underneath the surface, dark character that just, it has that evil core to him, and you can see it, how he dresses up with a very charismatic smile, but it definitely is there, and it starts bubbling to the surface as the film moves along. And now, Tom Sizemore is in here playing Amanda's father, Max. Loved seeing him in here more than just one scene. He isn't stunt casted at all. He is in here throughout most of the film, and it was really great to see that his character had a lot to do in here rather than just having a name in the film. Amanda is played by Katie Whalen, and I thought she did fantastic in here as this woman struggling to keep her innocence and her own sanity while no one believes her of what actually happened that night. And I really thought that she plays this character well, and a very sympathetic character who you can get behind and don't want to see bad things happen. Senator Stevens is played by Dennis Haskins. Yes, Principal Belding is in a role that you probably aren't going to be used to seeing him in, and I love seeing actors who take different roles, and here he plays it to the hilt as this senator who has his own bit of dark secrets. I enjoyed this. It was intense in scenes. It was there's a little bit of comedy in here as well, but it was a very interesting story that weaves this tale of how there's a bigger picture going on than just one bad night with just one crazy guy. And I didn't expect the scope of things of where this story was taken, and that is again attributed to Harley Whalen's direction in here, to keeping you guessing of what's going on and slowly pulling back the peel and showing you just what is going on in this story. He's also in front of the camera, so he's doing a number of hats here like many independent directors do, and I thought he did well in front of the camera too. We've seen him in Internal Code with Katie, and they both do well here, just like they did in Internal Code. So overall, this is a solid indie crime thriller that I think has enough interesting elements into it that will keep you vested in these characters and want to see where it's going to go, which is what what you could really ask for. Production value is decent here too. For it being an independent film, they do have a decent production value, and it looks really good. I didn't run into any real audio quality problems at all like you normally do with productions like this, and especially the editing helped keep things visually entertaining and moving along, so you never get too many slow spots in here, except for maybe when they're focusing a little more on the character development, which isn't a bad thing. So there you have it, folks. Please check out Abstruse if you haven't already. If you have, please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this indie crime thriller, and please check out our Patreon as well. We got a lot of great stuff there for a very reasonable price. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.